Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with I don't this is something brand new. This is something that I've never done before, and it's a video to promote a friend's Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign for the film Hollow Lake. And
Hmm.
I am here with the film's director. And
Yeah.
the director is
Hi, I'm Troy Escamilla. I am the director. Hopefully the director. Hopefully the film gets the funding and we can go ahead and make it. But yeah, thank you for having me on. This is great.
of course.
The opportunity to talk about this film is something that is definitely what I want to do because I don't think a lot of people I haven't really had the opportunity to really disclose a lot of details about the film. I've been kind of secretive in terms of what the film is about, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this opportunity. So thank you.
Yeah, and what's great is like I mentioned, you're a friend, you're a fellow filmmaker, and now you live out here in Vegas, and I love helping local filmmakers, especially people I know. So this
Mhm.
is perfect. And so like I mentioned, this is for a crowdfunding campaign for your film Hollow Lake, and there'll be a link down below where people can click on it and just go straight over there.
Excellent.
And the tell me, what is Hollow Lake? Why should people go to this link and contribute?
Hollow Lake is going to be my fourth film. It's my first film I've done in over 4 years, which seems mind-boggling. My last feature was Teacher Shortage, which we wrapped back in like 2018, and was released, I think, in 2020. So it's been a while. And Hollow Lake is actually a script I wrote about 3 years ago, and it was very much going to be, my very next film after Teacher Shortage. But the world kind of went to shit there for a few years with COVID, and with me personally making two cross country moves in a span of a year. Literally in a span of a year, I moved from Houston to Iowa, and then like 9 months later moved from Iowa to Vegas.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so getting settled and everything, my filmmaking, it kind of got put on the back burner. But Hollow Lake was a script that I have had, like I said, for 3 years, and I think um, it's going to be a unique film. You ask why people should support it. It's a gay themed, LGBTQ themed horror film. So it's has themes that I think not only will LGBTQ people relate to, but also straight people. It's at its core, it's about relationships and the breakdown of relationships, and it focuses on a couple who they decide to pursue an illicit encounter, anonymously, because they think it might add some spark to the relationship. And I think this is, like I said, this is not something that's unique to gay couples. This happens with straight couples as well. It just so happens that they pick the wrong person to pursue this encounter with, and it sort of has um kind of like home invasion vibes to it. They go to this lake house, they have this encounter, they think this is going to be the last time they ever see this person again, but they are dead wrong. And it turns into, or it transpires into, a horrific, brutal, bloody night that they have to try to survive, um, just because they just fucked with the wrong person. And I think that's something that is, as gay men, gay, whatever, people that are using dating apps, I think that's a real worry. And actually, when I wrote the script, there was it kind of made national news. There was a guy that met somebody off a grinder, and actually ended up being brutally murdered in
Oh
this man's basement. Yeah. You can look it up. I think the victim's name was like Kevin Bacon, which is sticks in my mind because it's the actor. But if you look up
yeah.
Kevin Bacon murder, you're gonna find this whole story. And it happened right when I was writing the script, and it's always like been on the back of my mind, like, how dangerous it is just to like meet somebody off of an app that you have no idea. You're inviting them to your home. You don't know who it is. And that's kind of what the film deals with. But like I said, it also has to do a lot with relationships and how what you'll do for a partner, what you'll to think that you're going to salvage something that maybe is unsalvageable, if that makes sense. It is definitely my most brutal film. I think there's, if you like brutality and gore and horror, there are two specific death scenes in this film that I really feel like are going to be super controversial. And the actors that I've let read the script absolutely agree. They are like, this is going to cause some controversy. It's
Good.
unlike, yeah, no, it's unlike anything I've done. And it like I said, at the heart of it, it's a slasher film. At the heart of it, it's kind of going to have home invasion vibes. I kind of describe it as like a LGBTQ version of like The Strangers, but much more brutal.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, there are a couple death scenes in this that if I pull them off in my mind how I want them to be, they're going to definitely cause some controversy.
Yeah, and definitely today with people using these apps, I remember a while back just using the internet, just being on my computer and visiting these dating sites, and it is really amazing how quickly you can enter one's life. I spent a whole year on 2 different dating websites, dating different women who really only wanted one thing. And I was okay with that because none of it was about relationships, but it happened very quickly. And either they were in my apartment or I was in their place. And I was just talking about it with somebody like yesterday, I think, yesterday or the day before, about like, wow, you just let these people in your life and they just let you in their life. I mean, what if one of them was a murderer? What if you were a murderer? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I was lucky, maybe they were lucky. I don't know. I mean, so yeah, it's definitely a theme that I think people could definitely relate to.
No, absolutely. As a gay man myself, I feel like, my films have progressively gotten gayer as you go on. Party Night was no gay elements. Mrs. Claus, Teacher or Stirring has a gay character. Teacher Shortage, at its heart, is a gay slasher film. I mean, it really is. I mean, you've seen it. There are heavy gay elements to it. This one is to the extreme, and it's not because like I feel like, oh, I have to pander to a specific audience. It's like I didn't realize like how many gay horror fans there are until I got on social media. And I mean, there are just tons of them, and there's tons of gay horror filmmakers. And my thing was like, how come there's so many gay horror filmmakers, but they're really not making gay horror films or LGBTQ horror films? There's a handful of, but there's, for as many gay filmmakers and gay horror fans as there are, I would expect there to be a lot of them. And I wrote this film just from like personal experiences, not from like, oh, ever having a experience on a dating app that went awry, but just like seeing friends that are like so like nonchalant about just inviting someone they talked to for 30 seconds on Grindr or Scruff into their home. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no.
It's you just don't think about it. You're like, I'm gonna hook up. I'm gonna hook up, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I would think that the women would be more cautious than a guy, really,
But they're
because
not.
no, it's all the same, and that's kind of where I realized that women want sex just as much as guys do, and my perspective changed.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
but now in the case of your film, it's what if murder is involved?
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully it sparks some discussion and offers more, maybe a cautionary tale to be a little bit more careful of who you invite into your life, because you just never know. You never know. And there have been the one I just I spoke of, but there have been multiple cases of people meeting on hookup apps and being raped, murdered, robbed. I'm a big true crime buff, and there's this whole thing a bunch of college-age young men have gone missing throughout like the Midwest, and they're found dead in bodies of water. And there's a theory that they are being lured through dating apps, through like Grindr and Scruff, by people that are murdering them. It's a scary world, and that's kind of like the point of Hollow Lake. It's not just a bloody, crazy slasher film. It's actually saying something,
Yeah, and I like that. So I'm looking forward to this. And so what are you looking for, as far as the crowdfunding goes? What is your budget?
Okay, so I have a budget or the crowdfunding goal is $10,000. Okay, I feel like if we get that amount, I'm confident with other investors and stuff, I can make the film. Right now, I mean, we still have 30 days left of the campaign, and it's over 50%. It's sitting at 53, which for a crowdfunding campaign is pretty good. I mean, I feel like if you reach 50%, you have a really good chance of hitting your goal. And I've crowdfunded all three of my films. You know this. All three of my films were crowdfunded. This one started out by far the quickest in terms of accumulating people backing it, which I appreciate. And I think it has something to do with the fact that I have crowdfunded three films. All the films have gotten made. They're all available. You can find all of them on Amazon, Tubi. They're all out there. Secondly, all of my backers that have ever backed one of my films have gotten their perks as well, which I think is super important. So many people have been burned by crowdfunding, unfortunately, and it really gives people that actually get their perks out and communicate with their backers. It really gives those types of people a bad name, and makes it just that much more difficult for them to crowdfund, because so many people have used the platform, unfortunately, in not the most ethical way. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and I'll let people know today is the 29th of October, and this video will go up on the 29th of October. So today is Sunday. So it will be you'll be able to kind of count down.
Yeah.
So it will be the exact amount of days left for the campaign, and I'll keep this video up. So then if you continue to go past your goal, or if somebody wants to maybe even reach out, they could still, give you money.
That is I'm fingers crossed that we reach the goal, because if we get to that 10,000, then the campaign goes in demand, which means it stays up and people can continue to contribute it. And anything that we make over the $10,000 is just going to go specifically to the film. Like everything is going to the film, to the actors. The special effects, like I said, there are a couple effects in this film that are going to require quite a bit of budget behind them to pull them off. So anything more than the 10,000 is going specifically to the film. I'm already, the film is already 99% cast. There's one role left that I'll be announcing, but it's a small cast. I mean, the film literally has 5 characters. And it's mainly a single location, a lake house. There are a few, auxiliary locations at the beginning of the film, but 90% of the film takes place at one location. This means budgetary, this, you've made films for a budget that is great. The less locations, the less actors, the easier it is to work with a small budget. People might be like, oh, $10,000, that doesn't sound like a lot. But when you're have that one location, 5 actors, you can do a lot with that.
And I love one location movies. So that's a bonus.
Well, what, I learned my lesson. Party Night, was my first film, and that's what I did. You've seen Party Night. Small cast, mainly one location. We pulled it off for $10,000. Teacher shortage, Mrs. Claus, cast increased. Specifically, teacher shortage had way more locations. And I learned, I was like, this is while it adds, something to the film, it's also, if you're trying to do it on a tight budget, having school locations, bar locations, having a cast of 15 people is quite challenging.
Yeah.
So I went back to basics with this one.
Sometimes that's best. I love that one location and having to be as creative as you can,
You,
to keep it going.
Absolutely. And like I said, the cast coming along great. For those interested, I have, Roger Connors, another indie filmmaker who
Oh, I like Roger. Yeah.
no, he's great. He's my podcast host. I have a podcast, Dark Night of the Podcast. We've been doing it for 3 years. Um, he also is in my film teacher shortage, my last film teacher shortage. He's currently doing his own film, Meet.
Looking forward to Meet. Yeah.
Which looks amazing. So I brought him back specifically for a role because I love working with him. He's a professional. He's just has a great eye for detail. He with teacher shortage, he made a lot of really great suggestions that ended up working great. So he's back. I also have, and I'm thrilled. Oh my gosh, Brandon Paris, who is one of the monster makeup guys behind Monster Makeup, and they did Death Drop Gorgeous,
okay,
which
I know that
is on Shudder, for fucking crying out loud. Like, as a filmmaker, that would be my pinnacle. If I ever saw one of my films on Shudder, I would shit my pants. A Death Drop Gorgeous, their very first film, is on Shudder. Their follow-up, Saint Drogo, is blowing up the festival circuit. In fact, it just played at the Nightmares Film Festival in Columbus, which is like one of the premier horror film festivals, and he literally won Best Actor for Saint Drogo yesterday. So Brandon, I loved these guys from the beginning, and for him to be so willing to come on board, I'm thrilled. We also have Santiago Sky, who is a Texas-based actor who is in William Unstone's Butcher's Bluff, which again is playing festival circuits right now. And so I'm super excited to work with him. And I just announced Elias Hinojosa, who I had the pleasure of meeting in person at the Houston Horror Film Festival. I run the Houston Horror Film Festival. I run the film festival part of it. And he was there with his short film called All Nighter, which just played at Nightmares Film Festival too, where he got to meet Brandon, which was kind of cool because those two are going to be working together. And he won Best Actor at the Houston Horror Film Festival. And I just was like, okay, this dude is super talented. And so when I posted the casting thing for Hollow Lake, he reached out, and I was thrilled with his audition. And I mean, these are super talented guys, and the film is going to benefit greatly having these guys involved. Good. And there's one more cast announcement I haven't made yet. So
okay, so we'll have to wait to see who that is.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that the anticipation, of that is going to kill us.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait.
No.
Yeah. So you would mention stuff like perks and things. So I thought we should look at some of the perks that you've had in the past to give people an idea of what you have offered, and that you do send them out, that they do get sent out. And this,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I have one of this is Blu-ray for the original Party Night. So I contributed to Party Night, and I got the Blu-ray. You signed it on the back there. Wait, where's my fingers? There we go.
Yay.
You got it there. And that's our inside. And it even came with this little card.
Yes.
That thanks for, somebody can say it says thanks for the support, and then you signed it, which is nice. And this is like a little mini poster, so yes. That's pretty cool. And one of the people that stars is Tommy Vegas, who is out here in Vegas, who I worked with on AXEMAS 2.
Yes. Yes, she's great.
Yes, she is. And so we'll put this back in here. Then this is another one that I did because I liked, Party Night. I also contributed to Stirring.
Yes.
So
that's my baby. That's the original version. That's my original title. And actually, I ordered a bunch of these for you can't see it but I ordered a bunch of these again for the crowdfunding.
You just got to hold it like that.
Yeah, I know. For the specific crowdfunding campaign, I ordered these because only 100 of them were ever made. And they were specifically for the crowdfunding. Well, now 200 because I just ordered more for this specific crowdfunding. But I want people to know, like, the film is very well known as Mrs. Claus. And it did very well. Like, I mean, it like the trailer for it on YouTube has almost 1 million views. Yeah, I mean it's done pretty well. It was in like Walmart's, Barnes and Nobles, FYEs. It was in Family Video, for those of you who remember Family Video. It did very well. The problem with it is that distributor changed the title, first of all, to Mrs. Claus, and they gave it a different cover to make it look like a zombie movie.
Yeah, I got that right here, so we'll take a look
Yeah.
at it. So
And
I prefer this actually.
yeah, so well, because it's a slasher movie, it's not a zombie movie. One thing that I'm disappointed about with the Mrs. Claus version, and I hear people say it all the time, and it's like, fuck, I wish they would not have. The distributor cut a lot out of the opening scene in the bathroom. So it's really difficult. If you watch the Mrs. Claus version, it's very difficult to even know what the hell's happening because they cut it. The stirring version is uncut. And it's graphic. That's probably why they cut it. And which I understand, but like the way they cut it just makes it really difficult for anybody to know what's going on.
That doesn't make sense because it's Wild Eye Releasing and they have like their extreme versions and they have different divisions in their company. And
I feel like it was because it's like sexual in nature, like they equated it with like sexual assault or something. I mean, you don't even know what the hell is going on. Like they don't even show the dildo in the opening scene. Like you don't even know what is happening. Have you watched the Mrs. Claus? I swear to God, watch the stirring. Just watch the first 3 minutes of stirring and watch the first 3 minutes of Mrs. Claus, and you will definitely know that it's different. Plus, they cut out some of the gore, like Kaylee Williams scene where she gets stabbed. It goes on a hell of a lot longer in stirring than it does in Mrs. Claus. And
wow, nice censorship. So that's even more. And of course, this also came with its own card. And then thanks for the support. You signed it here. So that's even more reason to support your film because I have this and it's totally uncut.
Yeah.
And you may not be able to. You made more copies, but it's like this is going to be gone soon, I would think, unless you're with the next film make more copies. But it's like this is a rarity now.
Yes, there's only 200 of them in existence right now.
Wow. Okay.
And I think I did Blu-rays too, and the Blu-rays there's only 100 of them, and those were sent out to backers long ago, and I didn't make any more Blu-rays just because they're to make them is expensive. Blu-rays are way more expensive to make than DVDs, but still. This is the uncut version. This is my baby. This is the one that had my original title, my poster art that I had done for this. This poster was done by the same guy who did the Party Night poster.
And this is the one that this is the Wild Eye one, which I think I bought from you because it's signed.
You must have. But I mean, I'm not down. I love the poster's cool. I love it. It just it makes it look like a zombie movie.
Yeah, it does. And I think you signed it twice. Maybe.
I don't know. I got
there and there.
Yeah, maybe once is on the actual plastic and then once is on the actual, I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe. But it's not. It's fine. It's just your original one is better, and this does have audio commentary. Does the stirring? I forget.
Oh, maybe not.
I don't see anything.
I don't remember if it does or not. I don't think we filmed. Maybe we didn't film the audio commentary instead. I don't know. It was me and Derek Huey, the cinematographer, did the commentary for it.
Okay.
I totally forgot we even did it, to be honest with you, until you just mentioned it. It's probably I don't remember doing it, but apparently it's on there.
So it's interesting that you said that all this stuff is cut and it's unrated.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's
pretty. It is pretty.
Yeah. And then after that, you have teacher shortage that you mentioned.
Uh-huh.
Got that signed from you too. So that's part of the perk. And this is you can also tell that these are perks because they're not as detailed as, let's say,
Yeah.
ones that you would actually purchase from like a company. You know, it's this teacher short. I don't know how well people can see, but teacher
Oh, I
shortage,
see.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's
just white.
which is shows perk indie, you know, all that, which I think is great. So it's definitely something to, you know, to hold on to. And even if it does come out from another company, you know, I'll never get rid of this.
No, yeah, it's out there, but you can order. Yeah, the distributor made their own DVD case for it. It's not as detailed or pretty as that one, but it's out there.
And then this is also Wild Eye Releasing, and this is
Yes.
their version of Party Night, which also has audio commentary, behind the scenes, alternate scenes, and trailers.
Which
So
yeah, I was really thrilled that they kept the original artwork for it. They were going to change the artwork. They sent me something when they were going to do it. They sent me this artwork, and I was like, oh no, it looks so generic. And so I was like, I really fought for them to keep that original artwork, and they did, which I was thrilled. They did not for Mrs. Claus, though. They were like adamant that they were going to change the title and the artwork for that, but they did keep Party Night, which if you would, they actually used the artwork they were going to use for Party Night. They used it for a different film, like the exact same thing, and it's just a different film.
oh, okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
It didn't go to waste. So
No, it did not go.
I mean, this kind of goes back to your perks and for Hollow Lake and stuff. I mean, I got two things here. You know, they got different covers, different titles. So it's definitely helps to, you know, pick up those perks, and not just, you know, for the film itself, but also for collectors who want and you know, want different versions of the films. It's almost kind of like giving it a second life in a way.
Yeah.
And I seen out here we have Zia Records, and I always see Wild Eye Releasing. Always
Yeah.
see them in, you know, oh well, Wild Eye Releasing, there we go. On their shelves. So, and I do believe I have seen this too. I've seen Mrs. Claus.
Probably, yeah.
So it's worth it, and you know, and I even got with that Blu-ray this giant signed poster.
Oh, yay. Look at that.
Yeah.
The memories. Yes. So I guess, yeah, the point is they do get sent out. So if you've been
Yeah.
burned with crowdfunding before and you're hesitant to support it, just, I mean, you're testament that my stuff has been sent out, and I truly appreciate you. You've supported every film. I appreciate it greatly. You know, and the perks, I like to keep the perks kind of basic. I've always had really good luck with that. I mean, right now we are, like I said, we have 53, we're 53% to our goal. And you know, you can pre-order the DVD, pre-order the Blu-ray, which you will get. I do have like the cast line poster, advanced screening links, copies of my previous film, including this version of Mrs. Claus, the original version that's uncut. You know, I try to keep it basic. What things I think people want. You know, I know people get really, really creative with crowdfunding and stuff and offer all kinds of like weird stuff, which is great. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to fund your film, but I think I just like to keep it basic.
Sure.
Stuff that I know I can do. You know, I don't want to create a perk that, you know, when the time comes, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to do this or whatever, you know. So I just keep it basic. You're gonna get physical copies of stuff.
Well, and crowdfunding is not easy. It's kind of an all day, every day thing. I mean, I've done it 3 times, and it takes up a lot of time. So it's something that you just don't throw together in an hour. And you know, I hope that people know that and appreciate it. Is these things take time. So if you're putting a, you know, a crowdfunding campaign up, you're serious. You want to, you know, you want to get those funds and make that film, and, you know, give out those perks to the people who got them, and then bring it out to the world for people to see, and have it picked up by Wild Eye Releasing or a different company to get it released in stores.
Absolutely. And I think you can definitely I feel like you can gauge how serious a filmmaker is about their getting their film made and their crowdfunding campaign by how much they promote it. You know what? I'm very, I joke around all the time with Facebook friends and on Facebook and stuff about, oh my God, you guys are probably unfollowing me because you're tired of seeing the Indiegogo Hollow Lake posts. But you know what? That's the nature of the beast. And I've listened to several like crowdfunding experts that say, oh, if you're running a crowdfunding campaign, you should post the link, something about the campaign across all social media at least 5 times a day, because different people are going to see it. We know now Facebook algorithms suck. Just because you post something, 95% of your friends aren't going to see it. It's willy-nilly who sees it when you post it. So I'm not that extreme. I'm not posting stuff 5 times a day, but like I think you can tell, like, people that want to get their film made, that are passionate, are promoting it, are posting about it, are thanking the backers. I've seen a lot of indie filmmakers create crowdfunding campaigns, throw it up, and they literally think that people are just going to come across it and fund it. It doesn't work that way. You have to constantly post about it. You have to get other people to share the link. It is a lot of work. It's like a full-time job, crowdfunding. And my thing is, I'm thrilled that we are at 53%, but then and I know we still have a month left, but in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna stall. But it's just the nature of crowdfunding. So,
Yeah.
if you like indie film, you want to support indie film, and you're going to get your perk, check out this campaign. I mean, anything helps. If we hit our goal, I guarantee you, I'm going to make a film that I'm proud of. I'm not going to put something out there that I am not proud of. I feel like another thing, me as a filmmaker, if you've watched my 3 films, you will see that I try to improve with each film. I learn and I try to improve. I think that you can see the progression of what I've learned as a filmmaker.
Mhm.
And I think that's another thing, is as a filmmaker, you should strive to improve, right?
Sure.
You want your films to be better each time. And I feel like so far I've done that. So now Hollow Lake is gonna hopefully be kind of the pinnacle of my filmmaking so far.
So it'd be kind of like party night is like freshman year, and then like stirring would be sophomore, and then teacher shortage would be like senior year. But now Hollow Lake is going to be like college freshman,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then you still can go up from there.
Well, yes, because I'm working with a completely different crew with Hollow Lake. I had basically the same crew for all 3 of my previous films, and it was basically like a 2-man crew. It was me and Mr. Derek Huey, who's great. He has you could see his growth as a cinematographer as well throughout my film. But he's in Peoria now doing his own thing. He's married to Samantha Marie, who they met on the set of Teacher Shortage, my last film. So he's doing his own thing, and he's happy doing his own thing. So I'm working with a different crew now that I'm super excited for because they're going to bring a whole different maybe feel and energy to the film.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, great. So, okay, let's unless there's anything else you would like to let people know, let's wrap this up, and
Absolutely.
and have people go down to that link and check everything out and grab a perk.
Yeah, guys, check it out. I mean, anything helps. Anything helps. I mean, there's physical perks are at like $5. Literally anything helps. The more people that contribute to the campaign, the more likely Indiegogo is to feature it like on their homepage or their film page. They have specific things you can search. If the film starts accumulating a lot of support, they'll feature it on there, which means it's in front of more eyes. So like I said, literally anything helps. Even sharing this link, go to your social media, share it. That'll help tremendously. But yeah, I mean, support indie film. It's been, like I said, I haven't made a film in 4 years, so I'm just itching to do it. Don't the crowdfunding part, not so much. I just want it to be done and over with. But again, cast is amazing. These are super talented guys. Seriously, check out their work. And I think it's just going to be a unique film. You're not going to see anything like it in indie horror. I can guarantee that.
Okay, great. All right, Troy, thank you for coming on, and I'm really glad that I can help promote this film, and hopefully this video will help.
Thank you.
I'll put it on, I got 2 separate profiles on Facebook, so I'll put it on that. I'll put it up on X or Twitter, whatever they're calling it now, and
That's
we'll, yeah,
it's so confusing. I don't even know.
it is. So hopefully something will happen from that. But please, people, check it out and share the link and do what you can. It's I know it's going to be a good film because I got these, and I've enjoyed all of these. And like Troy said, he just gets better, and each film gets better.
Yeah.
So yeah, so please check it out, and then let me know down below. If you've seen Troy's films, if you've supported, anything like that. So
absolutely, and I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate all of the support that I get. So it's truly humbling. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. I'm an indie horror fan myself. I mean, I'm a fan of indie horror, and so I do what I can to support indie horror, and now it's here we are. So guys, thank you, and thank you, John, for letting me come on and talk.
Of course, thank you. It's always a pleasure. I interviewed you once before for One Film, One Filmmaker.
Well,
or One Filmmaker, One Film. At times I say it backwards, but
we'll have to do that again. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because I look at old movies and new movies for that. So that's fine. And that was a great interview. So awesome. I'll even put that link down below too, so then people can get more of an idea of what we were talking about.
Yeah,
so
that would be amazing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you very much. And please do what you can. And I will see you on the next video. Okay.
Thank you, guys.